Over to the respective things, and there we are. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dying of Exsanguination, a Dying of Exposure presents Curse of Strahd. I'm going to say this, Chimerror production. Why not? Why not? I am your game mommy. My name is Steve. And I am joined by my illustrious Strahd Quad. Say hello, illustrious Strahd Quad.
Hello, illustrious
Strahd Quad.
So we are we are absent one Scratch player. So we will be, obviously they've fallen asleep again and they will wake up whenever the next battle ensues. But until...
Trio.
And we've got a little bit of video challenge for Esther, so it is not that Sunfye is in such a good mood that they are going to hold their face in the exact same smiling position the entire time. But
I'm so happy to be here.
But we can hear them, and that's what's important. So let's turn them up a little bit more. There we go. And now that we are back in, let's do a little recap. Last session, that we played a couple weeks ago, there were a handful of fun little adventures. A lot of monitoring of different aspects. We monitored the Wachter household and learned a little bit about them but did not go inside, which was probably for the best. We found out that plate armor is going to be a little too expensive to just buy straight up for Scratch. Monitored Rictavio's place and met the general store owners, Yelena and the Gunta, who were the owners that kept catching Mwezi-Mwezi and Esther and Scratch in the act, which increased the overall suspicion level. We discovered that the Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders wagon has some sort of creature inside of it, some sort of feline creature trying to get out and growling and such, and locked inside. And we got to discover Rictavio themselves at the Blue Water Inn. Blue Water Inn, spinning a yarn before departing with some food and and heading back toward their wagon. Separated from the group, Belladonna decided to do some spell work and such to get in and have a little private room private time in the room. And so now we will return. I'm going to kick on. Let's go with this one. There we go. All right, after having walked up and seen in passing Rictavio, an older gentleman with mutton chops and a kind of a beaky nose, just sort of like an old, worn, kind of tall, lanky demeanor, maybe hitting too familiar of a vision, or adjacent of a vision. Belladonna, you head up to your room at the Blue Water Inn in private, having sent Scratch on her way to investigate Rictavio's tavern, or Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders wagon, and go back to be on watch for that. Belladonna, describe what's happening in the room as you enter it and what's going through Belladonna's mind.
So, the first thing Belladonna will do upon entering the room, and this is the first time she's entered the room alone since they arrived, because they all decided to bunk the same room and share it together. And it's also the first time she's going to really take notice of, or at least pay close attention to all the iconography on the walls, and focus and see if she can still feel the presence of her patron, and if that isn't impacted at all.
Give me a Arcana or Religion check.
I'm gonna do Arcana. They're the same, but I'm picking Arcana in particular, flavor-wise. Ooh, sorry, I rolled twice. Oh, and it was a 14 both times. Thanks. Dice roller.
Dice roller helping you out.
So, well, at least with being confusing. Now I don't have to pick. 14.
14 total?
14 even, yeah. Arcana.
You sense the kind of regular sense of your patron that you kind of have pretty much on any given time when your mind lingers to. It's sort of one of those things where it's been almost upsettingly so long enough that the feeling of the kind of default feeling of them is not dissimilar to breathing at this point. This feeling where you can notice when your breath is limited, you can notice when your breath is struggling, but if you're breathing normally, you don't really think about your breathing. And so as your mind lingers to think about it, you can feel them as almost a natural bodily function now in this way.
But it doesn't seem like the warding imagery has had any effect on that in particular.
You feel like the warding imagery is intended for Fey, Fiend, and Villainous God, which maybe answers one question you might have had.
Fair
which enough. Is that at the very least, the patron is not a fiendish, or I suppose a Fey.
Or I suppose a Fey.
Yeah.
Depending on who you ask. Okay, and then here I have a question about my class, because I don't study well enough, and I'm sorry. Is it just a subclass feature I saw somewhere, or did I read somewhere somehow? Do I get to redo my spells on short rests too as a warlock?
So your spells,
not just regain spell slots, but I can take a short rest, and my pact spells specifically I can swap out?
I don't believe that's on a short rest. It might just be on a level up. I myself don't know that off the top of my head, and I have no problem with you doing that, at least in this moment, in this room.
If it helps at all with your guilt, it was specifically a spell I just swapped out. I had it last level.
Okay.
And I was going to use it very creatively anyway. So if we're doing full theater of the mind flavor wise here versus hard mechanics, then
we're fine. I think this scene would allow for something like that. I'm pretty loose with being able to swap out spells.
It's the pre-rendered cutscene, like in old video games.
Yeah. So what Belladonna would like to do, what her intention is, if she feels still connected to the patron and the setup of the room hasn't stopped the connection, is she's going to take out her pact book, the spell book that comes to her every morning, her spell focus, and the book that Scratch found that has some words, old bits and pieces, and his voice. And she is going to use both ritual cast, unseen servant, as she pretty much always does when when she has to do anything practical like this, and she wants her second pair of hands, so he can in whatever way participate. And also comprehend languages. And I would like to try to do something in the vein or flavor of like automatic writing. She would like to see if she can focus and between the two books, translating back and forth from whichever to the other feels intuitive, do some sort of automatic writing and see if she can't ask a couple more direct questions to her patron, who is always present, but not always very communicative.
Yeah, I think I like that. I like the flavor. No rule necessary for this. In a period of time where you can mentally and ritually prepare for this, and with your relationship with your patron, I think it's only fair. So yes, yeah, you are able to use your unseen servant and command the unseen servant to basically be able to write with the intention. I am going to have you give me this will work, but I'm going to have you give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it impacts at all the flavor in my head, Belladonna's intention wasn't necessarily to have the unseen servant do the writing. She was going to hold the pen. The intention was for her body to give more physical manifestation to it, so that he doesn't have to think about moving the pen and think about the
response
words being written with the pen. So in a certain way, especially now that I've leveled up to the form of dread, sort of allowing a level of possession, if that's possible.
Yeah.
There's some flavor. That's the sort of the vibe.
Yeah.
You said persuasion?
Yes.
It's a 24.
You, at first, the way that you know that this has worked, Belladonna, immediately, or that you know that this is working, is you can feel a palm on your back between your shoulder blades silently, beyond the normal feeling you have when in presence. And you know that if you just relax your arm and hand, that part will be taken over seamlessly.
Phenomenal. And so I think, Belladonna would start by focusing on just the questions, the general sense. I think it would immediately come over her is just feeling a little bit of relief that it's worked, but also just very lost, and a where do I go next? Like kind of physically. Like Vallaki was where everything happened the first time and the last time. And this room is where he did a lot of the writing. This is where we had many meetings that Belladonna wasn't in on, and she just needs guidance. So she'll ask mostly, which direction and who can I trust?
It takes a moment. You almost feel your fingers adjust on the pen a little bit. Not in the way that you would write, not in your hand. Subtly different finger positioning. In rare form, your arm properly lifts up and off, and your hand properly lifts up and off. Off the journal so that it's easy for you to write and you won't smudge any of the ink. And it goes. You see it writes out in scribbled nature, just sort of straight to business. And then after a pause, you can't leave until Vallaki is resolved. There is no next step when the doorway is closed.
Okay. I think, like, flavor-wise, should probably continue the exercise, see if, without any specific questions, if there's any other information that sort of comes out of that naturally, just for the rest of the duration of the spells. Especially that.
You got a 24 on persuasion.
Ooh, yeah, must have got more information.
So I think that earns a little bit more information. What is the dude's name? I will find it. After a bit of a pause, Erwin, and any other raven you meet. It doesn't really explain that.
Well, I mean, didn't explain the other half either, so that's consistent.
And I think as far as honestly there'd be another like fair amount of pause. Maybe you'll answer things and it'll almost be like the human physical hand version of seeing 3 dots on a text message reply and then it disappearing, and then 3 dots and then disappearing, like your hand tenses and then relaxes a little bit and then tenses, and then I don't trust Esther. And as the spell begins to fade, as the ritual begins to fade, as your time begins to fade, some other minor questions. Might get answered. But most importantly, when it closes, you get the last little piece of writing. I know I'm with you, but I miss you.
Slam the book closed.
And then you can feel that presence fade back to the normal function there.
And the other book, the speaking book, during this amount of time, did it wear out at any point? Did it like reach a word limit, or did it seem like does it ever repeat a page if it's on the page long enough? Did I notice anything funny with it being out for that long?
I don't think you did notice anything funny. It reads through the page. It will move to the next page whether or not you turn it. it always seems to want to start on the page that you've opened, but it will continue regardless of if you turn the pages to get to the end of the book. How long are you intending for this to last before? I guess an hour would be a short rest kind of thing.
I was intending Belladonna to trance out until people got back. She's going to keep trying until she's got something else to do.
Eventually, then.
She also doesn't know how much time she has by herself to do this. And this is like a really tight-knit moment in a very specific place at a very specific time. She's got to kind of crowbar in as much as possible.
I think you get a fair amount of time with this. I think interrupting sort of your questions and your like more utilitarian things is your patron describing things that have happened.
Okay.
In relatively florid prose.
Yeah, fair.
But essentially describing things that have happened. And give me an insight check.
Absolutely. Yeah, and after the couple of questions when she's trancing out, that is sort of, again, the intention. She's letting whatever comes out come out, whether it's, even if it doesn't make any sense, she'll go through an entire stack of paper to figure it out. Insight 17.
Before the last, like, much more earnest and direct phrase, interstitially between these questions and these kind of asides and descriptions, I think with a 17 insight, you're confident that this is the same person you knew. You're also confident that they have changed in a at least similar, if not maybe more dramatic way than you have. Every time they talk about you, every time words are written about you, which is uncomfortable to not tense up when someone so positively and openly describes you in your own hand, or via your own handwriting, even if it's in their hand as far as the print.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's weird to have the beam of a poetic mind that lives in a space of extreme kind of ostentatious language speak in that language about you, to you, through you. And it's equally jarring to hear that language put to the venom that they feel about the situation in Barovia. And the rage and passion are equivalent but unmoored by breath or dopamine or anything. It seems almost more like if a fine poet takes a private moment to both have the vulnerability to earnestly express emotions, but uses the weaponry of all the language that they understand and the imagery and metaphor that they can employ while making eye contact with you, and you know that 100% of it is true and none of it is hyperbolic, but anyone else reading it from external would say that. And that is both in their love and loss and in their rage all together. And so I feel like closing the book on the more honest phrase by the end that felt a bit more like the memories you have um might be the reason. But yes, that is what happens. And I'm gonna say that for at least 4 hours, probably, I can't guarantee this, we might have to adjust it a little bit timing wise, but no one's rushing back to the room. You don't know why, but you go for essentially a full short rest, a full kind of like trancey sort of long rest, or trancey like half long rest. And now it is very late and nobody's come back to the room. She sort of closed the book.
Oh. I think not long, like seconds after Belladonna closes the book, without even really realizing that it timed out this way, the last candle burns down. And that's somber for a second, but then a second after that, where the fuck are my friends? I set these candles out 8 hours ago? Oh dear. I think she might shuffle around and look for her stuff and perhaps head out, see if she might be able to traverse the streets and find her friends.
All right. We're going to go to this.
We're also going to all ignore how that was really Scottish instead of Eastern European.
It's fine.
There.
It's fine. I certainly can't
Not
be
as well
one
as my
to comment.
accent, so.
Yeah. Mwezi-Mwezi and Esther. You are both, if I recall correctly, quietly still in distant sight of Rictavio's Circus of Wonders wagon. Still out in the Arisek stockyard. Scratch had been dismissed away by people by the two we'll call them two shop owners, and the two of you had both been independently approached by them, but they had returned to their shop. And as night begins to fall, you don't see Scratch, but you do hear whistling. A little jaunty tune, some sort of sailor sounding tune. Neither of you being from the sea would definitely, or from Barovia for that matter, would definitely be able to know it. But in the distance, you see walking kind of loosely in the direction off in the distance, as most of this place has gone very quiet. You see a where'd you go? You see a sharp-featured man in like kind of colorful dress, not the sort that you might see on the Vistani, but like almost like for Esther and Mwezi-Mwezi, almost like faded jester's motley. Gray hair, mutton chops, deeply receded yet still widow's peaked hairline. Blue eyes, holding a wrapped bit of something that for either of you probably would look like any normal butcher's sort of wrapped bit of take-home meat from a butcher shop kind of thing. Just a large slab in sort of like waxed paper with some twine string around it. Either that or a very well protected book, but it's about that size. What are Esther and Mwezi-Mwezi doing as they see this stranger that they had not seen beginning to approach a now almost completely empty Arisek stockyard? moving in roughly the direction of the wagon, though they have not. They've been spotted well before you could define exactly where they're going to go.
I think I'm going to move. As soon as I can hear the whistling and peg the guy, Mwezi-Mwezi's going to move like over to Esther because it's like obvious might be the thing we've been waiting for. But since like he's heading towards us, we're just like I'm assuming that we should probably get together since we might have to fight.
Yeah. Can we, Mwezi-Mwezi, is it possible that you and I could turn this into some sort of like, instead of stealthing, can we make ourselves so clearly known that it would be like a performance to make it look like we're still going the other way? And so like that dude knows we're around, but not that we're watching him? My stealth is a -1, and that seems like I'm gonna immediately get us into a fight.
Yeah, I'm completely down with that. Whatever has to be, because it's like I can imagine being like, "Oh, well, it's onto us. We'll pull them. We'll fool them."
Yeah.
You're so smart, Sister Esther. Oh yes, Sister Esther. That is a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm really, really good at making it just like a big old massive fool of myself. So I think that could be really good. And then I think I would just. So the guy's going back into the stockyard. We're actively leaving the stockyard, right?
I think that. That probably is a good thing to do if it's so late. Did we agree to like stay out here?
No, but are we like on our way out of the stockyard right now? And this guy's like.
No, I mean you can be. This person is in where you're positioned. It's pretty easy to see people approaching the stockyard from the rest of Vallaki. The stockyard's on the far east. There's like kind of like the main town road, which is the road he's walking from. From your positions, you can easily see people walking up. He's pretty far in the distance, but you could run this like you two are walking away from the stockyard and he's walking toward it.
Yeah, and then maybe that'll just gain enough of his trust to think that we left, and then we could just double back sneaky like, and he won't notice.
This works. This seems reasonable.
Yeah, so I am gonna have you all both roll a deception check. I'm gonna do it with advantage because there's no reason for Rictavio to suspect either of you. So, advantage deception check.
17.
Ooh.
We're getting it done.
Power team. Accomplishing one non-task.
But the story will come to us. That's we're waiting for Steve on.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, can you re-speak your stealth rolls again? Or deception rolls?
17.
18.
Perfect. The gentleman, you notice as he approaches, he walks with a cane. Not in a like deeply needing the cane sort of way, but needing it enough. So he still seems fairly spry, but a man of his age, he looks like he's roughly in his mid-60s or so. Might get a sore knee. He walks by, acknowledges both of you. Hello, folks. And give me insight check as he passes you by, nodding and smiling. Yeah, insight.
15.
5.
After you pass him by, and it's been a number of seconds, do you all double back or turn around to like look to see if he goes to the wagon?
Absolutely.
But I think we should maybe just move on. We've been found out.
We have been found out, however. This guy really might be taking something to a big old beast over there, and I feel like if we could just get a little bit of info on the beast that's in there, might be great, might work out. And then we'll have something to report back!
Okay. I will go with the plan, Sister Esther. Let us go hide again.
Well, you don't have to hide this time, because you can keep a fair amount of distance from him, and while you're sitting there with a 15 on insight, Esther, it comes to you while you're about to watch these actions. You see Rictavio go to his wagon, and you must assume that this is Rictavio. He's dressed like Rictavio, and he's at Rictavio's wagon. So it's a safe assumption to assume this is the man that is at least the owner of the namesake of the wagon. And you can see that he passes his hand over, and from the angle that you're at, you can't really see what's exactly going on with the padlocked door, but he passes his hand over. He doesn't open the doors. He instead unwraps a piece of like beef and slides it into a slot, or pushes it into the door, so you imagine there's a slot somewhere. And then even at this distance that you're at, which is several hundreds of feet away at this point, you can hear that an animal is beginning to consume meat inside of the wagon. And then he slides or then steps down from like the wagoneer's seat and pulls something out of the base of underneath that seat, out of some sort of storage compartment, which ends up being a 3-legged stool, and pulls out a bit of a small bag and a long pipe, like a very long, one of those long extended small bowled pipes, and begins to set up a bit of pipe tobacco and sit kind of against the wagon, sort of staring out at the walls and, more importantly, toward the eastern gate of Vallaki. But he also kind of, way he's got the stool positioning he's kind of half leaning back on the 2 pegs once he gets his pipe going. And leaning his back up against like a piece of the wagon. He's not in a particularly tense position. It seems like he is smoking and sort of watching the gate to the backdrop of an animal eating meat behind him. And with that, Esther, you recognize, it took a little bit, when he acknowledged you all, he didn't have any of the accents you had heard in Barovia. You didn't have a Barovian village accent. He didn't have the southern accent of Vallaki. He sounds ostensibly like close-ish to yourself.
Well, now, Mwezi-Mwezi, we are truly being detectives. Now we have things we can tell everyone, we can hang out. He's clearly doing things. And also, did you notice that this man did not have a single accent? He sounded just like me. Isn't that wild?
So that might mean he's from the fold? Is that what it is?
Oh, no, I'm from Faerun. I think, the cat one. But however, do you think that we should just go ask him? I mean, he looks like he's just sitting around, and if he's from Faerun, maybe he's also trapped here. We can go make a friend. Really well known and famous as well. He has big signs everywhere.
like with like very obviously is reluctant about this because he's kind of afraid of like, no wait, this might be the guy involved in the thing that I'm in. That would be like that would have gotten my answers. That would be terrible. But he's a good boy, so he'll go along. Okay, here's what I mean. Okay, Sister Esther, but stay on stay on your toes.
Okay, well, I mean, if you don't think it's a great idea, we definitely do not have to go all the way over there and just say hi to this random stranger with a large beast in his possession. But I mean, I don't know if we. It's a possibility. That was just open to discussion, if you will.
I I think the fact that it is just you and I, if there could be a large beast involved, we probably should have the others.
Right, yes, and that makes total and absolute sense. Should we wait? Can I roll an insight check? And see if he looks like he is waiting for somebody to come from that other side of the town, or if he's just zoned in.
It would have to be a perception check, and if you want a decent, you can roll it with disadvantage from your current vantage point, or you can try and stealth closer, and depending on how close or how high your stealth roll is, that moves it to either a flat check or an advantage check. But if you roll, I'm gonna say anything, if your result is anything 5 or below, you endanger him noticing that you're watching him.
I will simply roll with disadvantage from where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe in myself. It's a 14 and a 6.
With a 6, you don't have a good angle on his face. His body language doesn't say that he's like deeply invested in it. And so I don't think that you think he's waiting for anyone. It might just be, I mean, it's the position that he would have to be looking in if he wanted to pull out his stool and lean his back against that side of the wagon. So like it might just be there. You don't have any like deeper insight on what's going on with his situation.
And does it look like he could sleep here? Like, does he have like a setup where he could be? Like, there's a large beast on the inside, so I assume he's not sleeping there.
You don't believe that he's sleeping inside that wagon, but you're not 100% sure. But you're like, based off of it's like he might be sleeping beside the wagon, but he's not sleeping in the wagon. That's for sure.
Okay. Well, it seems like he might be here for the long haul then. So yeah, we could just head right on back, go grab our friend, do whatever.
Okay, let's go. And immediately kind of just like moving towards the inn.
All right, on your way back toward the inn, let me confirm the route here. You pass by to get to the inn. You pass by not too far after you start heading back. It's late now. It's like 10-ish o'clock. You suspect that maybe taverns or inns might still be open, but you notice that most of the residencies' lights are off. However, you do see a 2-story shop, not on the main road, but in sight of the main road, a little bit down to the south, with a the lights on in this 2-story tall building, and with the lights on, you can see all the shutters are open. And it's important because there's an oil lantern at like the entryway, which lights up the sign above the building, which just has the shape of a coffin carved into it. And you see bearded, gray-haired, older man with bushy eyebrows, uh, and someone arguing with someone in a cloak. The man has a smock over like a pretty formal sort of dour, it might be black, it might be dark brown, it's kind of hard to see in the light, kind of long coat that's buttoned up, and he is arguing with someone who you can't really see, you just see their shape sort of covered in a cloak. You can't hear at this distance, but give me a stealth check with advantage because you're walking back toward the Blue Water Inn. You can just see that sort of stands out while you're walking there.
New strange man. 15.
And then same for you, Esther.
Oh, that's a nat 20 with a -1 for a 19.
Nat 20s are nat 20s with skill checks and saves in my game. They're not limited to hitting things. So 15 and a nat 20. You're confident he seems very engaged in this argument. You're confident these two people do not see you at all. They seem very occupied, but it is strange that a shop with a coffin on the front of it, on its signage, is looking like it's fully open for business right now. Do you do anything about that, or do you just move on? It's perfectly fine if you decide to move on or do something. I'm good either way.
Does the store have any like signage on it, like that has like wording?
Let me see. No, it does not. It just has, it's clearly a store. Like you can tell from glancing into the windows that you don't see like normal like living room attire. And you can see a sign that's in that kind of classic sort of symbology sign. If it was a tavern, it'd be a mug of ale kind of thing. And it is very clearly a coffin. I'd say you'd at least know that there are coffins. I'm going to say that there's at least a couple partially done coffins out in front of the store, kind of propped up on sawhorses.
I'm inclined not to get involved.
Yeah, I think if Esther sees Mwezi-Mwezi's hesitation, she will simply not push the envelope on this one.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Sister Esther. Like as we walk
on. As you head back, give me a moment. As you head back, as you head back and you're getting closer to Blue Water Inn, can I get a perception check from the two of you? This is active perception because it's nighttime.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20, I think, will represent both of you. Both of you hear steps, and Mwezi-Mwezi, you hear a familiar, or you smell a familiar smell that you'd only just smelled recently in the past of a person that is approaching, and both of you're able to kind of stop yourselves as approaching from the crossroads north and approaching down is two people. One of them you would recognize, and so you can kind of stay out of sight and stay in the shadows, make your decision on this. One of them you kind of recognize is a kind of a grubby, hooked back, steepling fingers, all in black gentleman by the name of Ernst that had been spying on you all later today, or earlier. And the other you do not recognize exactly. The most severe looking, well-dressed woman you have seen in all of Barovia. There is no, if you could combine both age and rapid weight loss in the face, like sallow cheeks, no extra flesh, dark eyes, gray hair done up in like an updo with like complicated either weave-ins that are not natural hair, or so much product that it makes it make this like strong shape of flare to the back of her head. Along like a large something between a necklace and a pauldron, like a golden collar that's inlaid with things, dark red, expensive fabrics. Just no no just nothing but bitterness in the resting image of her face as she walks beside this familiar spy. Spy, hands behind her back. I assume, because you rolled a high enough perception, I'm going to give you a choice here. You can stay out of sight. You can stay out of sight and try and watch and follow these two with where they go, or you can wait until they pass by, and then continue your journey back to the Blue Water Inn.
And Sister Esther, now this might be a conversation we should have. Or we should find out about. Let's go hide nearby.
Perfect. I love it. Let's do it.
There is the perception check is the thing that allowed you not to have to immediately hide and stay tucked in. So no need to roll a stealth check. They won't immediately see you or have a chance of seeing you as they approach. And they turn west on the intersection, and you can hear this woman's voice and voice kind of quickly and sharply addressing their employed spy. You know I hate leaving. Oh, hold on, Southern. You know I hate leaving this house. You know I hate exiting the manor when I have to. I pay you so I don't have to do this work, and now I have to waste my time potentially at an inn. You said that there was a dog person and a feline person, and did you say that there was some sort of believer of the Morning Lord of the Morning Lord with them, and then some hedge witch? And Ernst is like, that's what I saw. I told them that I would just not. I told them I'd just not tell them you anything about them, and they seem real gullible and like they believe me, but because neither of you did an insight check on his response to an intimidation, and everything. But but that's why I had to stop following them. I knew their eyes would be up for it, but I found out that they were probably staying at the Blue Water Inn. So I wanted to bring that back with you. And then she just looks and she's like, that's enough of your equivocating. I am going to punish you appropriately after this. And so that's what you hear in this moment.
So I'm going to ask a above table question. Does this I have been in human form?
Oh yeah, you were in human form. So no, forgive me. No. So a very tall, strong, striking figure, not a dog person, cat person, Everything else still the same. You're in humanoid form. I forgot.
Yeah. I put on a fucking gender for you, Steve, and you didn't respect it.
It's pivoting gender. But yeah, you can hear them. You can hear them, and you've heard that they intend to go to the Blue Water Inn, which is where you go.
I think we should try to get there before they do.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think we have to go get our friend.
So like, I want to try it, but at this point, I'm willing. Do you think we should try to hide? But I think we should just try to be fast.
Do you think they're faster than us? What are the odds?
Well, I'm going to let you know how you're going to know if you get there fast or if you go there super quiet, you get to roll stealth with advantage.
Okay.
But you probably will only arrive roughly at the same time as them. If you want to roll stealth flat, because again, you saw them before they saw you, assuming your stealth is fine and everything, you will get there before them. And if you want to be super reckless and get there super soon so that you have some time, like significant time, a few minutes instead of a few moments, you can roll stealth with disadvantage. So flat roll gets you there before them, but you only have a few moments. Disadvantage gets you there with minutes so that you can kind of discuss and decide if you want to even be there or try to come up with some way to obfuscate your presence there. And advantage would mean that you would get there basically at the same exact time. So even if they do ask after Belladonna and Scratch, you would also be arriving like just behind them, kind of thing.
Or could I cast invisibility on Mwezi and disguise self on myself?
Is disguise self concentration?
Don't know.
I don't think. I think invisibility
I don't actually know how to find on this.
I can find it real quick.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm leaning to just taking the disadvantage because I'm like, I just need to push this into an athletics check, and then it'll be all fine. I get to use my big athletics check.
I have a -1 in both of those skills.
Give me a moment to pull up your character sheet.
But if we split up, Mwezi, you could go on your own. I bet I could kill some time back here.
Spells. So you've got disguise self.
Yeah, and then invisibility for the second level.
Invisibility is concentration. Where is your
Disguise?
Disguise self is not concentration.
Could I do that?
So yeah, you could do invisibility. That would give Mwezi. That would raise everything up. So give Mwezi advantage on the flat roll, and then flat on the disadvantage roll, and then disguise self for you would not really change anything other than if they notice you, then they don't notice you as a person that is in robes that a person that might be a person of faith for the Morning Lord.
Perfect. I'll do that.
All right.
I'll take the flat stealth roll because I want to be as quick as possible.
Yep.
That is a 17.
Pretty good.
I took the disadvantage roll, because I was, and I got a natural 1 to a even 0 with my mod.
I'm gonna play it like this. Mwezi, you move past them easily once you're invisible, not even a question. But you're worried because, or Esther, your instinct is to be a little bit worried because invisible doesn't mean silent, right? And the conversation between the lady and their spy has gone dead quiet, and it is very quiet here. And so I would say that Esther, that nat 1 results in an urgent panic that the only way Mwezi-Mwezi might get past them is if you distract them. But you're disguised, so it should be fine, right?
Yeah.
And so, what does Esther look like, and how does Esther distract them as Mwezi-Mwezi, you sail right past? You're going to sail right past them and into the blue water.
I think Esther would disguise herself as just an even older lady. Just trying to be the most, like, frail, like, in need of help person possible. I, in and out of character, was very convinced I was going to get caught. So the concept of a very old lady sprinting down the street did not even once cross her mind. And I think she would just, like, trip, just immediately, and then just grab her hip, and just start being like, oh, I need help. Oh, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Oh, no.
I like this.
And are you doing this from behind them or in front of them? Like in their path or behind their path?
Can I get a sense for if Mwezi-Mwezi has passed them or is still behind us?
You're confident Mwezi-Mwezi is past them, but you're worried that they're gonna hear Mwezi-Mwezi as they move away.
I will be extra super loud and do it from behind, so hopefully I can turn their gaze and sound backwards away.
Ernst begins to turn at the sight, and then the lady chiding him, he goes to turn and he takes a couple steps back, and then you can see the lady turn, produce a cane? No, a switch, and just whip Ernst on the back, and it's like, we don't have time for that. She'll figure out how to get up on her own.
I'm just gonna immediately start, like, army crawling over to them and be like, no, please, I really do need help. I think it's broke. I can't even get up. Please.
Give me a deception or persuasion check. Your choice.
They're both the same. Let's do deception. 9.
Ernst yelps and goes, but the woman looks down on you, and it looks down on you from standing, and is like, you're pathetic. Stop rattling with a bunch of noise and get up on your own or die in the street. Make a choice. But stop wasting others' time.
Can I get a sense that I've killed enough time for Mwezi-Mwezi to be as far?
Certainly, you've killed like enough seconds.
I will stand up immediately and be like, oh, you're so right. I forgot about Barovia. Thank you so much for your time. I'll just make my way that way. And I'm just going to start walking away from the hotel.
I'm going to make you do this, Esther, because I think it would be... It's more interesting as kind of the in front of the table roll for me. Give me a d20 roll.
Oh, perfect. 2.
Almost certainly. She turns and glances back, kind of squinting her eyes back at you, but just moves on and moves forward.
Well, I've almost certainly been caught.
It's okay. It's okay.
Back inside the tavern, Mwezi-Mwezi, you enter the tavern, and at the same time that you enter the tavern, or the Blue Water Inn, you enter the main floor on there. You spot coming down the stairs Belladonna, in like I'm leaving, in I'm about to head outside, full equipment, stepping down the stairwell.
I'm gonna, Sister Belladonna, the lady is coming. The noble is come. The noble lady is coming. We should get back up.
I guess Belladonna won't say shit, turn around, and go right back up, I guess.
Little strange that
No,
Mwezi-Mwezi's
very
voice is
flustered.
coming out of nothing because they're still invisible. But
No.
Yeah, is it that strange?
but not that strange. Maybe a message cantrip.
Especially-
Maybe they're invisible in front of you. But you head back upstairs. Belladonna, I need a perception check from you. But as you're going upstairs, you will be able to go upstairs. But on glancing at who all is in the bottom floor of the Blue Water Inn right now, in like the main tavern-y bar area.
Uh, 9. Belladonna didn't see shit.
Nope. So you all head upstairs. You do notice that there are others there. A handful of people drinking, but that's not uncommon at night. It's a tavern after all. Erlich is the one still working behind the bar. And other staff are there. But you and I assume Mwezi-Mwezi head upstairs into the quiet of your room again. And what do y'all do while you're up there? What do you communicate, Mwezi-Mwezi? You already communicated that the noble lady is coming, but
Okay. Belladonna will be gesticulating wildly to try to see what's happening. Like,
So-
say something.
I think I would. Oh, hold on. Let me see. So the person that was following, the little guy we scared off, is coming with the noble lady. Sister Esther disguised herself and ran off, and to distract them and buy me time to get here.
and why are we alarmed about their coming here? Are they coming for us? Is
They are
that
coming for us. The noble lady, the noble lady who is very mean. She hurt that poor creepy man. Said us in particular, like referred to us.
okay? Well then, did you? I'll also be ushering most of our grabbing whatever of our immediate supplies. Maybe not all of our camping supplies, but any backpacks me and Mwezi can grab
Mhm.
that might have importance. And maybe head out. Is Belladonna aware of a back staircase or another way out that doesn't go through the way we came up?
Let me look if there is one. It's a good question. It's a great question. It's a great question that I will have an answer to. So,
And like can I dismiss the invisibility, or just should be over by now?
no, it has to be Esther that dismisses it
Oh,
because Esther's the one
okay.
that cast it on you, and it lasts for up to an hour.
Of course.
And canonically, my brain thinks of Esther not thinking about dismissing it. It's like, why would I have to dismiss it?
Oh yeah, of course she wouldn't. Never in a million
Yeah.
years.
I've immediately forgotten I've casted it.
Yeah. If something breaks your concentration, it'll automatically dismiss. So yes,
I like this.
there is a back and a back door to this that is not to like the main area. there is in fact a back stairwell that leads out the north side of the building and out the building, and is not very in sight, and it connects to the hallways in front of the rooms. And because I have said this, there's no way for me to prevent you from utilizing this. You're definitely on that side of the of the tavern because of the room I said you all were in.
Yeah, well then
yeah.
I'd say that Belladonna is certainly going to utilize that
Yeah.
feature of this side.
Looking at the map of the tavern, I'm
the
like,
inn.
yeah, I had you in the bottom right room facing out to the intersection of the street, and that's the one that has direct access to the external second floor to ground floor story stairwell. If you were on the other side of the
Certainly
tavern,
why it was their regular room.
almost certainly. So if you all head down and out the back of the item, no stealth check necessary. There's literally no reason they would see you, and you just avoid the front entrance. And you all are able to head out the back area. Is there anything else that you do after heading out the back? What's your next step then? You don't know where Scratch is. You haven't seen Scratch in a while.
We should go and try to pick up Sister Esther, since we know is nearby, and then find Scratch.
Yeah, that's yes. You show me the way. We will find her, and we will look for where Scratch might be. We will get far away, quiet place, to decide how to find.
Yep. And we go to it.
Esther, you have gone in the other direction to delay. You now really can't be seen by this person in disguise or regular self. What are you doing? What's Esther's instinct while hiding here?
She's gonna turn back around and just start walking towards the hotel. Truly, I think she just like runs far enough away where she's like, oh, they're not watching me anymore. All right, hopefully Mwezi-Mwezi gets there, and she's gonna try to like meet him halfway up, because Barovia is very scary and it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm. Give me a perception check, Esther, and give me a everyone give me perception checks.
19.
19. Okay, that's the one success Esther needs.
Yay.
17.
All right.
18. Oh,
Aw, look at that.
gosh.
By happenstance, Belladonna, who you see walking alone, because Mwezi-Mwezi is still invisible, walking alone. Esther, you and Belladonna catch each other's eyes from a distance about a block away from the Blue Water Inn. No sign of the lady, no sign of the spy, and no like visibility. But you all are able to connect up about a block away from the inn, out of sight of the inn, as you make eye contact before Esther just goes back to it. Goes all the way back to it. And so all three of you are together.
Oh, Belladonna, you made it out. This is so wonderful. But Mwezi-Mwezi, did they make it? Be honest with me.
I made it.
Oh my god. Would you like to still be invisible, or would you like me to stop that?
We can save it for when it's necessary. I don't know if that is necessary now, so please, Sister.
Perfect. You can be invisible.
And invisible. Yeah. So yeah. Now we should probably try to find Scratch.
Oh yeah, does anyone have any idea where she's been off to?
Last time anyone saw Scratch, she was leaving, having been interviewed by the two general shopkeepers, and that's the last time you saw her. So it's been 4 or 5 hours?
Did
I
I
did
can't
not
really-
expect when one of us to get lost, when three of us break off, one of us alone, it would be one of the ones with two friends to watch for them. Not an admonishment, just an observation. Anyway, yes, let's Mwezi, can you maybe smell our friend? If
I will.
we go back to where we last saw her?
I did just sniff Scratch's hair like last time.
Yeah, no, you definitely you've been traveling well enough with Scratch that you can pick up on Scratch's scent. If you start hunting around for Scratch. So
So-
I'm gonna say for Mwezi-Mwezi, that is either investigation or survival. Or
I'll
nature.
take survival.
And whatever the higher one of those three is for you.
Survival. Nature's the same, but I think survival fits. 18.
18. You know the last place that you last saw Scratch, and you can probably begin to presume their trajectory. She's a cat and behaves very much like a cat in the way that she loves a circuitous route and is easily distracted by different things. And has the confidence that she will be able to get out of whatever trouble she gets into, which is not necessarily earned, but is persistent. So you start heading back down the main road. Again, it is dead quiet here. At this point, we are now in the full witching hour. The three of you traveling back toward where you last saw, but instead of you start heading down that main road, but instead of getting all the way back to Arasek Stockyard, you just before that in a copse of buildings before that pick up Scratch's scent, and it moves off the road and into sort of the populated area of buildings, like between buildings, down in between two buildings, down an alleyway, and you can see through that alleyway there are more buildings back there. But Scratch has moved off of main travel routes and is just walking basically in between people's homes in residential areas, as far as you can pick up right now.
I am undeterred. Like, if I can do anything, I can keep Scratch from having to wake up in the middle of battle again, because that wastes turns.
If you all head into that direction, give me a group perception check, please. Everybody, perception. Turn this back on.
21.
11.
Ooh, 20. Adjusted 20.
With adjusted 20 and a 21, overall, pretty good. You see out of one of these buildings, it looks like it's out of the bigger building, but it's not out of the front of it. It's out of the very back of it. Is a little bit of white wood fire smoke. It's the only one that seems to have a fireplace going. And though the lights in the whole structure aren't on, there is a light that is casting a dim light toward the back of the building. It is nighttime. Barovia at best has a moonlight that can peek between the clouds, but that is not happening. And now that you're off the road, it is extremely dark. So this stands out a little bit, and if not for that dim light, you might not even see the smoke. But now that you see it, you can smell its closeness and proximity, and you can see there's one building that has any kind of light going on in it.
Should we go investigate that?
And so far, you've just been following Scratch's smell.
So where does Scratch's scent go in relation?
It is going in the direction of that. You don't know if it stops there or if it continues on, but that little light on in that fireplace is is
Would
at
it-
least in the trajectory that Scratch's smell is going.
I am still inclined to head towards Scratch.
Yeah.
Well, that is what we are doing.
I think Scratch is heading towards that as well, but we should get with Scratch first.
So you follow Scratch's trail closer and closer to this building. It becomes apparent to you that Scratch is going to make you cross the back door that you can now see and a window in this building. The window has the standard crossbars, but the glass is not frosted and is open to light. But it feels like, and you can, of course, I'm not going to make you roll for it. When you test this and everything, if Scratch is anywhere, their trail gets lost as it approaches this building. Not in a magical way, in the way that, like, if you try to go away from the building in any direction, other than the way you came, no Scratch trail. So it seems like Scratch might have gone into this building. You would need to approach it to, like, be able to see significantly into the window or approach the back door there. And it almost looks like it's a tenant house that's been built on the back of some kind of business, but you don't know anything more from that. And when I say a tenant house, I mean like a one-room, maybe 14 by 14 shed that's just sort of like built onto the back of something. It has this light and this little fireplace, smoke coming out of it.
Belladonna would be inclined to navigate around. Let's see if we. Yeah, does it look like there's a clear path, or like maybe some foot trails, something a little more subtle to kind of navigate this perimeter and see what kind of business this is attached to? See
Yeah,
if there's a front entrance.
I wanted to scope at the outside first.
Yeah, give me a... so you're going to find out some things about this automatically, just by normal having eyes situation. But give me an investigate roll.
14.
6.
9.
It doesn't look like there's a lot of foot traffic that goes back here, but it does look like some. There's not like a path of convenience where this is an obvious place. So you don't imagine that, like, the backside of it has a lot of active, like, customers. But it does look like it almost looks like the type of foot traffic that would be at, like, say, your house, Belladonna, on like a path you might walk a couple times a day, but not like a lot of people, like you and like that someone that lived in a home would walk a couple times, but not frequently. However, the front of the building does look like a print store that is like a book printing and publishing thing. You don't really see much in the way of signage other than it just says Velaki lettering on it, and it's so dark you can't really see in the windows, but it does look like a business. You do see that it has it has a little sign on it that says closes at sunset, but that's it.
And so the dim light that we see is like above this.
It's
sort of?
on the back of the building, coming from what looks like if you bought a 12 by 12 or 14 by 14 foot shed at Home Depot and just put it up against the back of a building and lived in it, kind of thing, right? Like, so the front of the building is a bespoke building, and then the back of the building is like just somebody just decided that this was going to be a home. You would presume likely the owner of the business, but there's nothing that inherently says that.
And that's where Scratch's scent went, right?
Yeah, that's where Scratch's scent went. There's a little door there, and there's a clear window that if you approach too closely, I'm going to make you roll a stealth check. but all you can see is that it's got a dim light glowing in it, and that's where Scratch sent, by process of elimination, simply must have continued into, because you can smell it where you're at, but every other direction it doesn't exist, and it doesn't exist. So it's like, well, there's really only one place they could have kept going, which is into that building.
Do you think we should go on, or should we wait out here? What about you, Sister Esther?
Well, it's a business, and they might be closed, but maybe they'll still take a couple late-night customers.
And he said this is a print shop?
Yeah, it's as far as it says Vallaki lettering, which leads you to presume that it's a print shop. I would say about a year ago, which was the last time you were in Vallaki, this is not a shop that's familiar to you, which is wild because it does technically face that main road, that main east to west road in town, and you would have walked by it multiple times to go to the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, and it would also be extremely relevant to my interests.
Yeah, to your interests.
I may have noticed.
So yeah.
And I was checking. I thought I had an inspiration. I don't think I do.
Let's say that you do. We just had a great role-playing scene. Yeah.
Can I just do a general vibe check? Like, what is... Because I would have, as a player with meta-knowledge, 2 inclinations for a gut feeling. What is Belladonna's gut feeling about seeing this mysterious print shop? Especially in consideration to the message she received earlier, especially business as usual. This is very... she's inclined to feel weird about the appearance of a print shop.
A moment. Yeah. What do you want to roll for that? I'll allow for a vibe check. What do you want to use for vibe check?
I think she's going to use survival. It's pure gut instinct based on her messaging before. She's going on the message she received was basically do exactly what we were going to do, and she doesn't know what that is, so she's relying just on intuition, and I think survival would reflect that the best. And it's a 14.
I'll let you roll it with advantage simply because you've got time. Still might be a 14, but might as well.
We'll find out. An adjusted 20.
It's better. Here's what you know. Here's what you know with a 20 while you're kind of thinking about this in general vibe check. It's Barovian, anything can be bad. But what you know about Vallaki is that though the Baron puts on a good anti-Strahd face, much like everyone else in Barovia, there's not much that they can do about Strahd. And if Strahd wants to get involved with something, they are. There's a lot of players in Vallaki that have differing degrees of resistance and like awareness and like dissatisfaction, both toward Strahd and sort of the status quo, and toward the Baron openly disrespecting Strahd, with things like festivals and such, and everything. With an adjusted 20, this business wasn't here a year ago, which means that it's new. And you try to recall the last time you saw a brand new business. Not just a new business owner. That's happened, where some business closes down or is sold, and someone else buys it and renames it and changes it a little bit, but it's still essentially the business that existed in the place. Blue Water Inn's been here for as long as you can remember, but if someone bought it, it might not be an inn, it might be a large family home, but that tavern is not going to go to waste. That'll still be open because there's a whole bar and a kitchen and everything's already in there, right? And everything, so it'd just be someone doing their own tavern. Same thing for any location outside of simple retail. Printing press, if this is indeed a print shop. Information, much like a restaurant, hard to do. So whoever has opened this, that's new. And new is almost an anathema to anything that Strahd likes. Strahd doesn't like new. Strahd likes everything to stay the same, where he can control it. And so you at least have a gut check that this isn't Strahd related specifically, and that it might, and that whatever it is brand new to Vallaki, which means that unless it's some really deep scheme, this person is certainly less. Weirdly enough, by not being in Vallaki, or being familiar with Vallaki and not having a long history in Vallaki, they are more trustworthy than someone you wouldn't trust that had been here for a long time, or someone you didn't know had been here for a long time and never met, but still less trustworthy than like Ehrlich, who you know is down. And so I'd say the odds are in your favor that this isn't like something crazy, but and that they at least won't be like vicious, but not that you can't be sure. Not with an adjusted 20.
Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I think after taking it all in and letting that sink in for a bit, if her friends are still nearby, she'll turn to Mwezi-Mwezi and Esther. There is very few things in and across Barovia that are almost always good. At least I think, and that is spreading information. I cannot think of a thing that Strahd dislikes more. And I cannot think of a place that would be more willing to take us in, oftentimes would be willing to hear what we have to say. It's places, new places that would like to share information.
Then we are filled with luck in this occasion.
And so yeah, I'm gonna start heading towards that, and like gesturing for everyone else to come, because I'm taking that to mean, oh yeah, no, these people will not possibly hurt us. This can't be bad. If Sister Belladonna thinks it's a good thing, it must be a good thing.
So, do you all, Esther, do you follow in suit alongside Belladonna and Mwezi-Mwezi?
Absolutely. Full confidence.
Do you all try to get a peek into the window before you knock on the door, or do you just knock on the door?
I think I'll just knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Not super hard, because it is closed, but the light is on, so yeah, we won't be abrasive.
You knock on the door. It takes a moment. You hear people shuffle. You can hear quiet talking inside. And the door opens. Esther, I need you to immediately give me a religion check, please.
Hmm. 16?
The person that opens the door you can tell is a person of faith. You can tell that because they are in the vestments of a person of faith. But it's a faith that you've only recently become familiar with. There's an acolyte of the Night Mother opening the door and smiling at all of you. Young woman, like 19 young, like with strawberry blonde hair, kind of just down and brushed back, and kind of red freckles and violet eyes. Jumps or opens the door and it's like, oh, well, hello. How may I help y'all?
I am looking to the sisters to speak.
Esther entirely tries to push herself to the
You mute it.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. No, thank you for letting me know. Belladonna went, we are looking for a friend, maybe who passed nearby. Has there been anyone through behind this general area? It's very late, and she might be a little drunk.
Well, can you let me know what your friend's name is? Occasionally, people come back through this way to cut their way around it. Before you continue, what were you saying Esther did, Rachel?
She's entirely trying to get as far back behind Mwezi-Mwezi as possible.
Okay.
Or Belladonna, but I assume Mwezi-Mwezi is probably taller.
You could fully hide behind Mwezi-Mwezi if you needed to. Okay. Sorry to cut you short. Kimmy, was Mwezi-Mwezi, does Mwezi-Mwezi have a follow-up? It sounded like you were going to jump in.
Oh, yeah. You probably would have met her without the name. A cat lady, very small, very fluffy.
You're talking about Scratch. Oh yes, we did meet her. Yeah, she's downstairs. Would you like to join her?
That would be wonderful.
Can I get an insight check?
Yeah.
I'll take one too, even though I'm inclined to.
The 6. Uh-oh.
A 6,
13.
6 and a 13. Both of you see affable, friendly, welcoming face. The smile is broad. This person is not like imposing. They're not like stepping towards you. They, even as they offered for you to go join Scratch downstairs, they kind of like took a step back and began to gesture as if to welcome you in.
All of which is so exceptionally suspicious, but I rolled a 6 on my insight, so Belladonna is charmed.
They seem nice.
Absolutely.
This
So
is
great.
We're so lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Belladonna would. Yep. Thank you so much. Yes, she is very prone to doing this, finding new friends in the basements to sleep in.
Yeah, she is friendly. We did notice that. Spoke her way in without a problem. But we're pretty welcoming to those outside of Barovia that happen their way out to Vallaki, and so we're happy to have her. But yes, come on in. The name is Sister Catherine. And as you all walk in, you see a tiny little living quarter. There's a single cot bed, a small basin sink, a handful of shelves, uh, uh, an actual wood stove, which is what looked like the fireplace burning wood, which currently looks like it's cooling down. You can smell the hint of food having been cooked earlier. And like a bookcase, and that's about all that can fit into here. But the bookcase, which is facing the back wall, which is the wall that's touching the back of this place, um, the back of this place, um, after you step in, she just walks over to it and with a light touch, gracefully slides it across, and you see a stairwell with like little candle or little like candles along the side of the stairwell and little safety railings to walk down it and everything. And you can immediately, upon her sliding open the thing, hear some noise of some people laughing, and you can hear or you can smell some smoke, like tobacco smoke coming out and other smokables coming out of the basement.
No, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds exactly like where we might find Scratch.
This is
Leave it
wonderful.
to Scratch to find. How long have we been in Velaki? Already found the secret speakeasy underground.
Sister Scratch is so resourceful like that.
Yeah, head on down. Head on down. You'll see a plaque with the rules right at the base of the stairs. We ask that you please abide by them. And may the darkness embrace you all. And it's at that point that she makes direct eye contact with Esther.
While hiding the whole time, I've been attempting to cover any markings of Lathander that I have on me, but I assume that it's not gonna go well. And I just turn and go, and may the darkness consume you in your heart too. Amen.
The darkness offers peace.
And don't I know it? I cannot wait to get downstairs.
She doesn't do anything. She just stays out of your way. Do you guys walk on down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belladonna's already on the way down, yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately pulling both of you guys together as I'm kind of walking behind you, say, okay, everyone, I think this might be very dangerous, specifically for me. Kind of right in the middle of some danger. So I'm just gonna try to be as small and not visible as possible, and maybe I'll get out of here alive.
Oh,
You will.
yes, I think at least I had picked up on that a little bit, but given your callous disregard for everybody else at many moments so far in our journeys together, I thought it might be a little fun to do it back to you.
And what a good
You know-
prank it is! I'm thoroughly
But
enjoying
we
myself.
will obviously defend you to the death, of course, but it is a little
Exactly.
funny.
Exactly. You will not die if we can help it, Sister Esther.
Oh, wonderful news.
When you all walk down into the basement of this place, what you first see is a plaque on the wall, which I will list the rules for when you read it. But the glance that you see is you do see Scratch. Scratch is sitting at a table on the far right corner of this place. Cards in hand, chips piled up on either side of her as a dealer tosses out more cards. You can see you can see another table that has like shallow walls around it that people are rolling dice into and betting, and another half dozen or so poker tables. There's a bar at the very back of this establishment, and in here, Belladonna would probably be the most surprised by this. In here, you see beautiful art, phenomenal Phenomenal wallpaper, intricately designed. The wood surface of the bar and the wood of the bar is designed and sculpted, washed clean, or dark washed and dark stained, clean and complete. No chip marks to be found. Behind the bar, a large silver inlay or silver streaked mirror. The silver like moving through it like veiny patterns through it shows a reflection of all of you in the mirror and everyone here in the mirror. Complete back wall designed for that. Designed for that. Uh, People are laughing. People are smoking. Money is exchanging hands. And the second beat of what you all see is that there is what you all sense, I should say. Mwezi-Mwezi, probably you first. Everybody in this place looks like a normal person. Mwezi-Mwezi, you can't smell or hear any other living creature besides Scratch in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna keep that under my hat for now, figuratively, just simply because whatever is going on, I really just want to be near Scratch right now. I need to have Scratch like aware and with the grouping. I know I'm pushing that considering that Scratch is not here. It's just
That's fine.
gotta get the pack together.
The rest of you see people eating, or Esther and Belladonna, you both see people eating and drinking, and everything. If Mwezi-Mwezi is keeping it to themselves, you can smell tobacco. You can definitely sense things. You got the plaque. You got the different tables. You got the bar at the back. You got someone, waitress, bringing out food to different table and swapping out drinks. And every table has a dealer or a table manager in the case of the dice game. Again, you see Scratch in the back corner. What do you do? Because Mwezi-Mwezi's sort of making a beeline a little bit for Scratch. What do you two do in here?
I'm actually I think I'll add something.
Yeah.
I just noticed something. Let's go over to Scratch, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have already, gone along to follow. Grab Scratch.
Esther is kind of vain, so she'll probably take a minute to look in the mirror, but can I use that to see if the people look any different in the mirror versus in real life?
Yeah, yes, you can. Give me a perception check and give me a perception check and give me a history check, please.
Perception is a 14. History is a adjusted 20.
So everyone looks the same as far as you can see in the mirror at a casual glance. Nobody's revealing themselves to be a secret monster in the mirror or anything like that. You see the reflection of yourself. You're looking gorge as always, but you see the reflection of yourself, of Scratch, of Belladonna, Mwezi-Mwezi, of all the other patrons here, with an adjusted 20 at one of the tables. and this is probably where we'll end this session because it's a good little end here. At one of the tables, Esther, can you tell me which of your 8 dead husbands you probably loved the most? What number it was?
The first one.
The first one. When did you marry this man? How old were you,
Oh,
and how old was he?
so young. We were high school sweethearts. We got married at 19.
A 19-year-old young man who is currently seemingly up at the dice table, and other people are celebrating his successes because him being up means a lot of other people are up too. Champions, if this isn't the spitting image of him with an adjusted 20, that's the first thought you have. With an adjusted 20, the second thought you have is, no, that's him. That's him, dead to rights. It's him.
Cool.
And you see the form of your first love, your first husband, rolling dice in the middle of this trapped place. A person who, the last time you saw them, was being lowered into the ground in a coffin at a cemetery in a whole other space from here. So many years ago. And with that, we will end this session of Curse of Strahd, Dying of Exsanguination. Thank you so much, players, for wandering around Vallaki. As always, we'll do the run through. Chimerror, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me Chimerror.blackside.app or Chimerror at Beach City, and you should I might stream soon because I've been trying to play through Super SLA RPG, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. And
I'll be here on Twitch Chimerror.
Yeah. And where can we find Sunfye?
You can find me as more than just a selfie on your screen at Sunfire DD on TikTok.
And where can we find Betty Buzzsaw?
You can find me in the Auburn Super Mall after hours, counting all your money.
That's such an inside reference. And you can find me at Dying of Exposure across social medias and over on YouTube and right here. But for now, we will talk to you all later. We will play again another time. Have a good night and sleep well, everyone. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.